us this week. We have a fancy light, we have a fancy background, and I kind of look like a floating head in this black shirt. But I'm into it. It's the best day of the week because today is the day that we talk about new comics. But before we get to a comic review, I'm going to talk to you about all of the comic news, particularly all the comic book movies that are coming out, the trailers that dropped. And so without further ado, let's talk comics and also comic news, which really doesn't have a good ring to it. So let me try that again. Without further ado, let's talk comics. Listen, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times, I love mutants. And so I was really excited when the Dark Phoenix trailer dropped. Well, I say I was really excited because I'm excited for a good mutant movie. The new reboot of the X-Men First Class and those subsequent movies have been good to me. I know that there are a lot of complaints out there in the internet sphere, the sphere of the internet, but you know, I'm not so picky. I just like seeing good mutant stories being told. In the Dark Phoenix trailer, you got to see some prime Dark Phoenix stuff. Now, they hinted at Dark Phoenix in X-Men Apocalypse when Jean sort of rises up and she taps into her powers and you see those flames that look like a phoenix. You know, they're a little heavy-handed with the gesture, but it's fine. But in this movie, you get to see her darker side. She's flinging stuff and flinging cars and causing mayhem. I'm excited for this movie. I'm excited for this movie because I think it's great. They have a young cast of actors. You're going to see a lot of the people who were in the other movies coming back. That's James McAvoy as Xavier. That's Michael Fassbender as Magneto. You've got Nicholas Hoult as Beast, and you've got Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. And, you know, they're all going to be dealing with what's going on with Jean Grey. But isn't that always what happens? It's always Jean Grey this, and Jean Grey that, and Scott Summers this, and Scott Summers that. Where is Emma Frost? I'm waiting. I have been waiting. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset because we've already had a Dark Phoenix arc. Kinda. No fault to Famke Janssen. I love her. I think she's a great actress. And I thought she played a great Jean Grey. But there were some problems with that movie. Listen, I'm not a movie critic, so I'm not going to get into it super deep. If you saw the movies and you're an X-Man, just one singular X-Man, you saw the movies. If you're an X-Men fan, then you know what the problems with that movie were, and I don't need to tell you. So I'm excited to see a new telling of this Dark Phoenix storyline in a way that, I don't know, might give it the justice that a lot of us think it deserves. It's directed by Simon Kinberg, who's a longtime X-Men writer, and he really cares about where these storylines are going. And he also said in an interview that it's going to take the X-Men to outer space for the first time. If you don't know, the Dark Phoenix is Jean Grey's alter ego, but she's cosmic in nature. She comes from outer space. It sounds weird when I say it like that, but it's really cool. Trust me, if you haven't bought into the X-Men franchise, if you're not a fan of the movies and you didn't see them, this will probably be the one you want to see. I think it's going to be really good. Not only that, but I think the special effects, I mean, come on, it's 2018. It's going to look amazing. So I'm really excited about that from that perspective, you know? Again, I'm not a movie critic. I like to eat a big tub of popcorn and kick back and relax and have images put in front of my eyes because, you know, I'm a millennial. Sophie Turner is a great actor. She played a great Jean Grey in X-Men Apocalypse, and so I'm really excited for those things. But I just can't help but feel like we're dipping into a well we already dipped into. And I know that in X-Men First Stand, it was kind of a watered-down version of a very beloved storyline. But it's just like, are we going to keep rehashing the same stories with the same X-Men characters over and over and over again until I'm old and I don't care anymore? Kind of seems that way. That being said, I know I just went on a tear, but I am really excited for this film. I'm excited what it means for the X-Men franchise and where it's going to go. And I'm excited to see all these new young actors reprising the roles of characters that are very beloved to me. But in the meantime, I'm waiting for Emma Frost. I'm waiting for my cuckoos. I'm waiting for not Avengers Wanda Maximoff with dead Pierto. I'm still waiting how they're going to resolve that issue. So I'm excited. Dark Phoenix, February 14th, 2019. And let's take a minute to talk about our favorite edgy journalist. No, I'm not talking about me. I'm of course talking about Eddie Brock. The new Venom movie is coming out October 5th. That's one day after my birthday, in case you were wondering. I know that you weren't. That is next week, and I'm real excited for that one. I'm excited because it does look edgy and it does look interesting, and I really like the Spider-Verse. I mean, I'm waiting for Spider-Gwen. I know that she's going to be in that multiverse movie that's coming out, the animated one. But listen, I'll take Eddie Brock, and I'll take the symbiotes, and I'll take Venom. And the IMDb tag for this movie is that Eddie Brock is going to have to create this alter ego to save his own life. And we know that the symbiotes are, they're kind of jerks. So they hold him a little bit hostage in a gross, sticky way, but it'll be interesting to see the dichotomy between Eddie Brock, edgy journalist, and like symbiote Venom guy, and how he's going to have to deal with, the symbiotes trying to kill things. Seems like a journalist probably wouldn't be chill with that, but I can't speak on behalf of all journalists. Now, it's got a great cast of characters. You're going to see Ed Hardy, that's, that's the wrong thing. You're going to see Tom Hardy, Jenny Slate, who I love, she's hysterical. Woody Harrelson is in this film. I know a lot of people are upset because this movie received a PG-13 rating, and they were hoping for that R rating like Deadpool and Deadpool 2. But you know what? I read a rumor somewhere on the internet that the reason why it stayed PG-13 is because we may see a certain young Spidey making an appearance in this movie, and it would make sense that they would want to keep it PG-13 so that way, the kiddos could see it. So I'm interested to see where that's going, and in the trailers you don't get to see Woody Harrelson, but there is a rumor out there somewhere on the internet that he's going to be Carnage, and I definitely want to see that. Now let's for real talk some comics. This week I have for you Heroes in Crisis by DC. As you can see, it's kind of shiny. And we have Stranger Things by... and also Stranger Things by Dark Horse. We're going to start here with Stranger Things. And Stranger Things jumps you right into what's going on in season 1. Now, Will Byers has been sucked into the Upside Down, and, at first he still hasn't quite gotten a grip on the fact that he's not at home. He's not in his actual home, he's just in the weird Upside Down version of his actual home. But you do get some good Demogorgon time. You see him a few times in this comic, and he's just as terrifying as he is in the show. You also get cameos by your fave, like Eleven and his friends, and it's all set up in the framework of Dungeons and Dragons, which is a game I've never played. And here I am giving you some lip about not watching Stranger Things at season 1, and I'm trying to talk about nerd culture, and I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. It's fine, roast me at will. Spit a little. This comic was pretty interesting. If you like the Stranger Things franchise, you're gonna like this comic because it continues the story of all the things we couldn't see. And I'm really interested to know more about the Upside Down because during the show you just got kind of glimpses of it, and this gives you a more complete picture. And it's spooky. It's a spooky picture. And we have Heroes in Crisis. I knew this comic was coming out, but I didn't know it would be this good. And I know I say that a lot. I say a lot of comics are really good. Some comics are, I know that they're good, but they're maybe just not for me. This comic was really serious. It addresses all those questions that I often have about superheroes. What is it like if they were real people and they were fighting crime and seeing all these horrible, horrible things? What would happen to them? I mean, we have people like Harley Quinn who are already half insane anyway. I mean, she's brilliant, but she's insane. And then, you have people like Wonder Woman or Arsenal or Booster Gold or, like all these people who fight crime and fight bad guys and see weird things, and you probably just wouldn't be alright after something like that. And this comic really addresses that. It addresses that kind of murder mystery style, which is something I am very into. Now, like I said, it has a more serious tone, and I mentioned Harley Quinn and Booster Gold because the comic starts out with those two, which to me is a little bit of an odd pairing. I mean, not a super odd pairing, but but to be the two main characters and a whole cast of characters where you've got Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman real up and close on the front, I wasn't prepared for so much Harley Gold stuff. I'm into it, no complaints. I oftentimes am pretty critical of the depiction of Harley Quinn. I think they did a great job in this comic, and it's beautiful, as you expect it to be. It is a DC comic, you know it's going to be good. And you also see Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman being everyone's favorite Triforce of parents. It looks like they're trying to solve what's going on and also are taking responsibility for all the supers. I'll warn you, there are some deaths of some beloved characters, and not in the way that leaves a lot of room for them to jump back. So that was a little jarring for a first issue, but it was really good. Very adult, very serious, and really made you think. It wasn't like the kind of comic where you just kick back and you're like, ooh, look at the pretty pictures, gonna think about, whatever, what I'm doing for the day, I'm using this to unwind. This comic stressed me out. So I wouldn't kick back after a long day with a beer and read this comic. Make sure that you're in the right frame of mind to read something like this, and also probably some trigger warnings for some mental PTSD. It's about superheroes with PTSD, honestly. That's what you're looking at. Alright, so I hope you liked this new style of movie. I'm hoping to talk about more nerd stuff. in the future, because I know I sit here and I review these comics, but I consume a lot of nerd culture stuff, and so I'm interested in talking with you about them. Let me know what you thought about this. Let me know if you're excited for Dark Phoenix and Venom. Also, National Comic Book Day was this week, which is one of those days where you just put a hashtag up and then everybody tweets about it, you know, but I dabble in social media, so I asked my Twitter followers, not that I have all that many, but what they loved about comic books. And I got some great answers. The Museum of Science and History here in Jacksonville said that they love both the science and history of comic books. I had a follower who said that they loved it when villains talk about themselves in third person. Destiny agrees. And I had a friend who said that she just loves disappearing into a world where the good guys almost always win. And I definitely agree with that too. My favorite thing about comics is that it's both literature and an art form. I get to experience somebody else's art, which I think is a beautiful thing. And also, I love the community that surrounds comics. That means you guys here on YouTube and Facebook, and also the people at the comic book shop, and people at cons, and everybody I run into. You know, I think it's so great that everybody can come together over something that's considered nerdy. Just be great about it. I love the things that it's inspired: costumes, art, movies, you know, all of these things, and I just think that's beautiful. Alright, and this is the time that I tell you I got these comics at Coliseum of Comics on Park Street in Jacksonville. I know you guys know, but listen, seriously, Amber and John are so nice at Coliseum of Comics, and they know a ton about comics. They can help you find something that you should be reading, but you're not for some reason. So you should go tell them I said hi, and find a new comic, and then tell me about it so I can review it later, okay? And that's it for this week. So this week I reviewed Stranger Things by Dark Horse Comics and Heroes in Crisis by DC Comics. And I'll see you guys next week.